Hello everybody, it's Grandmaster here, and today is the 18th of May, and I'm going to be doing the May Painting Challenge Day 16, 17, and 18 in one day. I didn't post videos for the last 2 days because I've been sick, and I'm still sick, but I wanted to do today so I didn't get too far behind. I didn't get behind in my painting, because I've been painting, but as you can see, I've been painting a lot in the last couple of days because I haven't been doing anything else except for just sitting on the couch. I wasn't at my desk, I was up the couch my last video. I was also up there in the living room. And so, as you can see, I got the Turvagon pretty much completely done. There's only a few little things that I have to do. And he's fully magnetizable, fully glued to the base. Yeah, everything's completely done, and it looks great. The only thing is these aren't magnetized yet, because I don't have the magnets yet. So, but everything looks pretty good. Anyway, I'm just going to jump into the questions. The question for the 16th was the coolest fictional setting. I guess science fiction, I'm guessing it's supposed to be. But I think I'm just going to choose out of the couple that they had. It's not science fiction because Lord of the Rings. Anyway, I'm just going to choose out of the ones that they had, because I already knew which one was my favorite, which is Star Wars. And the reason why is because hopefully I would have the Force, because the Force is awesome. That's pretty much all I'm going to say about that one. The Force is awesome, and I want the Force. So, moving on. Oh, if I had to choose a different one from that, it would be Star Trek, because they have awesome ships, and I love the Federation ships and all that. That's all really cool. Anyway, so day 17 was, if you can create a board game, what would it be? I had it. What was it? Oh, a miniature board game that I would make would be Homeworld. If you don't know, it's a space game. So it would be kind of like you would have ships. And I figured they could do it like Battlefleet Gothic, or kind of like X-Wing miniatures or something like that, where you had different ships like that, because I love that game, but it's only it's only on, there's no miniature game of it, so, but it would be really cool if there was. That's probably the game I would make. I don't really know how it would play or anything like that, but it would be pretty fun, I think. Probably it would just play a lot like Battlefleet Gothic. That's the way I would guess it would be played. I mean, it could just play like Warhammer 40k, where you have ships and then they move forward or whatever. You have a moving phase and a shooting phase. That would be fine. No assaults, obviously, unless you had assault craft, something like that. Anyway, like a ramming ship, like a Juggernaut from not Complex, but moving on. Cataclysm, that's the one. Homeworld Cataclysm, they have Juggernauts, and I've never actually played that one, but anyways, moving on. So the third question, if I had $1 bazillion to start any faction that I wanted, I would do, most likely I would do a Warhammer 40. If it was right now, I would definitely do Warhammer 40k. Warhammer 40k army, and that army would definitely be Eldar. Reason why is because I really like the models. I like the tanks, I like the minis, I like how there's so many HQ choices. I love that. There's so many different HQ choices. It gives you so many different possibilities. I don't like armies, which is like this army, kind of. Especially in the last codex, there was only one or two HQ choices. Oh no, there was the Swarm Lord, the Hive Tyrant, which are basically both Hive Tyrants, just one has a special loadout. And then the Tyrant Guard, which were just add-ons to the Hive Tyrant. But in the newer codex, there's a couple more, like Old One Eye, who's not even a Synapse creature. There's the Death Leaper, which I don't think he's a Synapse creature either. There's a Turvagon, but the Turvagon, I wouldn't probably take it as an HQ. Anyways, so I would probably do an Eldar army, most definitely. So that's that. So, I'll move on to what I'll be doing. I don't think I went over what I'll be doing after. Well, actually, this is done. So I already finished this week's challenge, which was painting this monstrosity up, and it turned out pretty good. I really like how it turned out, and I'm not going to put this on right now because I haven't put on, you can see how it's shiny. I'm going to put that coat over the entire model, but I'm probably going to end up putting a dull coat on after that, just to protect the paint. And I want to put that on all these ones too, but then I'll have to re-add the gloss in here. This actually is Pledge Floor Shine. It works really well, but you have to put a few layers on. And I'll just show you how I did it. So I have this weird like green and red and purple kind of colors in here, and then it kind of the same thing in here. But on top of that, I did a dry brush of white to get tips of these like coral looking things. And then I put a gloss coat over that, and then I just painted it. A lot of people paint that like the carapace, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted it to look separate, so it gives it a really fun look. On the gun, I did a pretty straightforward paint job. Let it focus, and just added that greenish colors in here, and then on that part, and on that little bubbles up here, you know, on all these parts, and then the tip of the gun. The acid spray, I did the same thing, and I put it in there. A lot of people paint these like they're actual, like as the claws, but I just did it as like a skin tone. I like the way it looked better. Anyway. Then you have this arm, which is for the acid spray cannon, which looks pretty good, and then the rupture cannon gun, which I didn't put gloss there, but I didn't really care because I'm going to be putting a gloss coat over the entire thing, and then a dull coat, and then some gloss over the parts that I want to look glossy. And I'll show you how I did. I did the same exact thing for this pustule looking bulging stomach sack thingy as I did on these. The only difference was afterwards I did a light dry brush of white to give it a whiter tone, and then I added I mixed some of the green, or I mixed some green paint into the Floor Shine to make it like a green wash, but it would dry glossy, and I put it in all the recesses around these smaller bubbles and around all the veins. So that turned out pretty good. And I'll magnetize a couple pieces here just so you can see kind of. And hold on, I'll put on the bubble thingy. There we go. That's how it looks on there. Really like how it turned out, and then you have the little guy died. And then on the little slits on top of the carapace, you can see there's like greens and reds, and there's gloss in there too. Anyways, so it turned out pretty good. I'm really happy with the result. One second. And there you can see it as the Tyrannifex with the Rupture Cannon. So that's that. I don't want to put the acid spray on right now because it has this piece right here that locks into the ribs. These pieces it goes onto the ribs, and last time it scraped paint off, so I don't want it to scrape more paint off, and I want to wait till I get the dull coat, because I have the floor shine. I just gotta get the dull coat to be able to use that. So anyways, thank you guys for watching.